Take a close look at your screen. This is 87-year-old John Spitzberg. He traveled from Gainesville, Florida to Washington, D.C. He was arrested for peacefully protesting over the weekend. Spitzberg was a part of a group of dozens of veterans who were protesting outside the U.S. Supreme Court and U.S. Capitol building. He's just one of the countless veterans, people who served our nation and swore an oath to the Constitution, who took to the streets this weekend. On Saturday, thanks to my colleague Jacob Soboroff, we all met another, Ross Fuentes. He joined the Marines when he was just 17 years old. Ross was one of the thousands who took to the streets of Los Angeles to protest the Trump administration's immigration policies. Let's bring in my colleague, NBC News correspondent Jacob Soboroff. He's in Los Angeles for us, and you're not alone.
I'm not, Nicole. I'm joined again by Ross Fuentes, the 25-year-old who enlisted in the Marines at age 17, who I met in the middle of that scrum, in the middle of that protest, Ross. And it was a lot louder than it is right now. So we wanted to meet back up with you and see. Let me just ask you first and foremost. You went out there as a Marine to protest face to face with current Marines who are out there at the direction of the president. It's been 2 days. That was a very hectic environment. How do you feel today, 2 days later?
Honestly, boss, I feel relaxed. I feel good. The fact that I'm able to practice my First Amendment right, which is what I signed up to go to the military for, is a beautiful thing. That's the thing that I love about this country.
I was hearing from all kinds of people on social media, people who were incredibly inspired by you and your courage to talk about how, you went into the Marine Corps not only to serve your country and because you love your country, but because you did it for your parents. It was a way for them to get a pathway to citizenship. Am I right to say that?
I mean, when I went in, is my beliefs. Like I said, I love serving my country. I love serving for others. I want to make sure that they still have the rights to be able to talk, freedom of speech, everything. And then later on, my parents' papers came in.
By you serving, your parents were able to get legal status in the United States. I didn't realize this about you when we were out there together on Saturday, but you have been going out to the protests every single day. Can you show our viewers what you just showed me? Paramount, where some of the protests have been around the corner. What is this? What happened here?
I got shot multiple times. I was there the first day, to be honest with you. I wanted to show my support for the community. So I went out there, peaceful protest, but I still got shot. I got shot multiple times, actually. I got shot right here, got shot in my leg.
By one of those rubber bullets. Mm-hmm. And you said you've been going out to protest every day. You said you were arrested on Tuesday. It's the first time you've ever been arrested, protesting as a Mexican-American, U.S. citizen Marine who is unhappy with the policies of the Trump administration. What was it like to get arrested for your first time protesting the actions of the Trump administration and, honestly, protesting people who were doing what you did at 17 years old until you were 22 years old?
Honestly, it sucked. Like I said, I've never been in jail. I've never stepped in jail. It sucked, but I don't regret doing it because it's for something I believe in. If you believe in something, you're going to go to any extent to show that you believe in it. You're going to put your heart out to it.
Is the way that law enforcement and especially the military, and the National Guard that are guarding these federal buildings, but really local law enforcement, too, cracking down on protesters. It was an intense scene out there on Saturday. Is the way that they're acting going to stop you from going out and continuing to protest what's happening here?
Honestly, when people are passionate about something, they're going to keep doing it. It doesn't matter to what extent other entities try to push it to. We're going to still keep going and supporting our people.
How many people do you think there are that are opposed to the policies of this administration, like you? Latinos, Hispanics, Mexican Americans, people from who have heritage from other Latin American countries who might have served in the armed forces and are opposed to the current policies of this administration?
There's plenty of people like that. A lot of them just don't want to talk about it. They're scared. I feel like they're scared about it. They don't want to talk about it. All I can say for those people is not to be scared. There's a reason we served in the military for. We fought for a right, and we have the right to go out and show what we fought for.
If there was something that you could share about what's motivating you the most in this moment, it takes a lot to come out when people in your community right here are being targeted by immigration enforcement. A lot of people are from mixed status families, just like the one that you were from. What can you tell them about where this is all coming from within you?
This is a country of immigrants. From the very start of this country, it's been ran by immigrants. That's our foundation. That's what we run on. Immigrants make this country great. This isn't a country based on a certain skin color. It's a mix. It's a country with different colors, and I truly believe in that. I believe that us working together, we make a better team together than fighting against each other. Great thing, the great quote that I think of with that is like Abraham Lincoln when he said, "A house cannot stand divided by itself." But instead of thinking of a house, I think of the country. We can't stand divided against each other.
It's amazing to me, Ross. And Nicole, to you as well. When we talked last time, Ross pulled out the quote from President Kennedy. Ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country. And now he's thinking about Abraham Lincoln, you know. It's clear where Ross's heart is and where this is coming from.
I want to ask both of you, Ross, if you can hear me, what would you do if you were one of the 700 Marines activated and deployed to the streets of Los Angeles?
I'm going to be honest with you. To be honest with you, they're in a hard situation. Like I said, I've been in their shoes before, so I already know how it is. You can't really talk about, you can't talk against the government when you're in the service. You can't, and that's the sad thing about it. I wish people in the military or that work for the government were able to talk about how they feel, but sadly they're not. So if I was to put myself in their shoes, I understand where they're coming from too. You can't really judge them. Like I said, these protests are to be peaceful. It's not for us to be attacking. No police enforcement, no military. We got to respect it because at the end of the day, they do have a job, and they're protecting and serving our communities at the end of the day.
Jacob, tell
Nicole,
Ross to stay close.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, to listen to Ross, to get to know him in sort of the heat of the moment in the protests, but now to sit with him here, it's a fine line for somebody like Ross to walk, to be able to be out here, to know that there are people that who are in his shoes that are standing there today. And the courage and the bravery of this guy, you know, I can't thank him enough. And you, Nicole.